years ago, in the year 2020, the world ran out of everything. Who would have believed the rhetoric of those green, recycling, tree-hugging, auto-hybrid driving, protesters of mountaintop removal, save the earth fanatics, Al Gore groupies was correct. Civilization was in chaos. There was no electricity to charge Z pods or Z phones or electric blow dryers. Everyone in civilization was unplugged and out of touch. All the women were running around with bedheads. There was no oil to power the SUVs, the Cadillacs, or the Hummers. The mountaintops were decimated. There was no mountainous terrains, no lush green valleys, no vegetated forests. The world was naked and barren. The landscape was flat as Kansas. The lakes, the rivers, the streams, the ponds, the oceans were filled with thick, smelly sludge that came in 4 colors. Depending on what part of the country you lived in, you either saw red sludge in the west, black sludge in the east, green sludge in the north, and calico sludge in the south. Everyone walked around with masks. The air was so putrid and pungent. It smelled like kimchi topped with horseradish sauce. Kimchi is a pickled Korean cabbage. To me, it smells like the rotting carcass of a woolly mammoth. Doesn't smell like cabbage at all. Yet, there were some people who actually liked the smell. They didn't walk around with masks, and as an effect, they lost their sense of taste and smell, and they didn't have any nose hairs or sinus glands. 2 years before the crisis in 2020, the C family lived in Picklesville, a town on the East Coast. And Miss C was known for her beautiful singing voice. And throughout the day, Miss C would hum and sing and hum. One day, Miss C went to go sing for Rosie, who was terminally ill, her neighbor's daughter. Rosie had been sick ever since she came back from visiting her relatives in the West. Rosie was fond of Miss C. Every time she heard Miss C sing, she felt better. For Rosie's internal organs were filling day by day, one by one. Rosie's parents gave Miss C a rosebud to remember their daughter by. In honor of the family, Miss C planted the rosebud. The rosebud grew into a beautiful rose bush. When Rosie passed away, Miss C made a beautiful rose garland and gave it to Rosie's parents. After that, Miss C had gotten the green thumb bug, and she had begun planting all sorts of plants and flowers in her home. And whenever she would go to sing for someone, she would carry along a basket of flowers she had made. It was just something to keep her busy while Mr. C was flying space shuttles to and from Earth. Mr. C soon caught the green thumb bug, and he began planting grapevines, fruit, pecan, and walnut trees. two of them worked together. Mr. C soon quit his job flying space shuttles, and the two of them were together. They loved the simple life. People actually paid them to receive the fruit baskets and to sing. For people who had stopped singing and they enjoyed the rarity of fresh produce. People loved to see Miss C coming along in her solar, earth, refuse hybrid auto. It was powered from energy from the sun, dirt, and refuse, an aesthetic name for trash. Whenever Miss C drove around, the car was very quiet and smooth, and it emitted a smell of fragrant flowers. Soon, the town of Picklesville, changes were noticeable. The air was breathable, and the pond out back, the water, it wasn't gray sludge anymore, and it was filled with catfish. The day the world ran out of everything in 2020 was the day the seas had plenty to share. What started out as a small rosebud grew into an agricultural explosion. The small town of Picklesville, the air was fresh and clean, and the water was free of pollutants. There were windmills, hydroelectric plants, all the homes were solar powered. Most people rode bicycles or walked to get around, and when going long distances, people even carpool in those solar, earth, refuse hybrid cars. The town was an anomaly compared to the rest of the world. The C's weren't the only one living a sustainable life, simple, being responsible for and caring for the earth. The whole town was. The whole town of Picklesville was sustainable, and they shared their abundance with the rest of the world. That's how Miss C, a rosebud, helped the world survive the crisis of 2020. It is now 2120. Our air is clean, there are plants growing, the earth is flourishing. People are in tune and in touch with one another and nature. No one has tousled hair anymore. All the gas-guzzling SUVs, Cadillacs, and Hummers were melted down into solar panels. Except for these samples that I brought, I have never even seen sludge. I only hear stories about it. I'd like to leave you with a few words from Miss C. Grow what you eat, share your abundance with others, take good care